Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, at least this one, is gonna be hopefully relatively short. You guys know I'm a fucking liar. Whenever I say something's gonna be short, it's like 10 years long. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick life update because a lot has happened in the last month and a half that I've been off of YouTube. I do have a baby around here somewhere who may be a distraction. You're gonna hear cooing and cawing and talking and all sorts of stuff. Yes, it's very cute, I know. Well, first and foremost, I moved again. What else do you expect from me? I moved from South Florida. Guys, I did not feel safe. Especially with the world the way it is right now in this country, especially with like the shootings and stuff. I did not feel safe in Florida. I felt like everywhere I went, especially with my daughter, I did not feel safe anywhere. I had to constantly look behind me and make sure I knew where the exits were. It was a constant thing in my head every single time I went out, and it was annoying. The number one thing that I want to feel as a parent is safe. I want to know that if I bring my daughter out somewhere, I don't have to worry about, or I don't feel like I need to worry about things like that. And unfortunately, with the way things are right now in this country, everywhere, it's not just Florida or wherever else, everyone's worrying about the same thing. And so the biggest thing for me was finding somewhere where I would have a peace of mind, where I felt safe, where I knew I could bring her to places and I didn't feel like I had to constantly be aware of my surroundings. Now clearly it doesn't matter, things can happen anywhere, anytime, anywhere, to anyone, any place. I understand that, but I don't feel like I have to constantly be worried about it where I am now. And I'm more at peace where I am now. I had no intention of staying here. I actually booked a round trip ticket because I was going to go back to Florida. But as time progressed, things just started falling into place too perfectly in every way, shape, or form. I mean, work, home, like things just kind of like boop, 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 right in line. It was perfect. Everything just worked out beautifully. And I was like, you know what? Why go back to struggling? Because I was struggling and it was awful. Her father, as of a few months ago, was not helping at all financially. I got nothing from him. And so me having to work and handle school and handle taking care of a baby on my own, it's hard. It is very fucking hard, especially when you're living in a place like Florida where everything is stupid fucking expensive because of where you're living. It became way too much. I felt like I was like suffocating myself in stress and worrying. And so I decided to just book a trip up to see my mom and visit. And when I got here, guys, my chest, the weight on my chest just lifted. And I just felt at home. Florida will forever be my hometown. Born and raised, I love Florida. I do. But it's no longer home to me. I feel at home here. I feel at peace here. My mind is at peace. My heart's at peace. My soul, my body, everything is at peace here. And I've always told you guys that I love being in the mountains and the forest. I feel at peace in the mountains and the forest. I'm just happier here. Not to mention, she was born here. So we're home. And that's it. The next big update, Aurora is going to be a year old next month. My daughter is going to be a year old. A year old! How does that happen? I just had this child. I just had you. I just had this child, and she's gonna be a year old next month on the 19th. So now we're planning a 1-year-old's birthday party. That's that. What else? Oh, I'm seeing someone. If you guys were on my channel last year, you guys know that I went through a very nasty situation. Trigger warning, I'm gonna be 1000% real with you guys. I've always been real with you guys. I've always been honest about my struggles as a single mom for the last few months. And I'm gonna continue that honesty here now. So if you are sensitive to talk about suicide, you may not want to listen to the next few minutes. But I'm gonna be real with you guys. Last year was the hardest year of my life. I kept making content because it was my main income, because I couldn't work because of my high-risk pregnancy. I was also doing that because it was a distraction from my really bad. I mean, I was severely depressed. Before I came up to New York last summer, guys, I would sit in my bedroom and cry for hours and hours. I wouldn't eat, wouldn't go out anywhere. If I did go out anywhere, my friends had to literally drag my big ass out of the house. It was that bad. I am eternally grateful for my best friends. You guys know who you are. Ray especially. I love you to death. I thank you for... I'm gonna get emotional. I thank you for not judging me, number one. Number two, I thank you for dragging me out of the pits of hell, because I was in a severe depression. And I mean the worst I've ever felt in my entire life. Bless you. Salud, mami. The worst I've ever felt in my entire life. I didn't want to live. And it was made even worse when I was tagged in a series of pictures by my ex, which, by the way, guys, if you are new to my channel, like I said just a few minutes ago, I'm very open about what I've gone through, because if my story can help someone else, I want to do that in telling my story. I was in a very tumultuous and very sad relationship last year. Up until last year, I should say. At the end of the relationship, I was kicked out of my house at 5 months pregnant by my ex, because he had already been talking to this other female from Middle America who they had made plans for her to move down already. So I was out of the picture. I was kicked out because I wanted to fix the relationship. He no longer wanted me as a wife or as a spouse. Did not give a fuck where I ended up. Didn't care about what happened to me. I was just kicked out of my house at 5 months pregnant. I already planned on leaving, because a few days before that situation happened, my ex had actually, I was sitting in a recliner, pregnant, sitting in a recliner in a living room watching TV. We were having a conversation, things got heated, and he ripped me out of my recliner and threw me to the ground while I was pregnant. So I guess you could say divine intervention did its work, and he ended up kicking me out anyways, which karma for him is who he's going to end up with or not end up with. And luckily for me, karma has worked its magic beautifully when it comes to him. So I'm not worried about that anymore. That's what I went through. But the salt on the wound last summer, what really drove me to my edge, was when right after I was kicked out and everything happened, when I was actually at lunch planning my daughter's baby shower with family and friends, I was tagged on Instagram, and I hadn't been on Instagram at that point for months. I want to say it was like 4 or 5 months since my last post on Instagram at that point. I was tagged in a series of pictures and videos of the two dumpster fires together, being cute in the car, like smiling at each other, and she's leaning into him and all this bullshit. Basically, it was done to be a vicious cunt. It was basically to just add salt to my already gaping wound, and it worked. It worked. It drove me to my lowest point, to the point where I literally, guys, I did not want to be alive anymore. That was the most vicious thing that I've ever gone through. I've done a lot of fucked up things in my life, but I would never do that to someone, but it was done to me. And I was already in a very dangerous place mentally. And so for it to happen at the wrong time, it was awful. So after that happened, I fell into an even worse pit of depression, to the point where I did not want to be alive anymore. And unfortunately, even though I decided to remove myself from Florida completely last summer and move back up here before I had my daughter, I, for weeks, not even weeks, for months, still had that. It was like this monster that would not let go of me. My depression would not let me go for the life of me. I tried everything. I tried therapy. I tried everything to get myself out of it. And I couldn't. I couldn't escape it. And there was one night I will never forget. I was laying in bed at my mom's house. I was still pregnant. This was one of my nights where I literally, guys, was sitting in bed thinking, I'm so tired of being alive. I'm hurt. I'm depressed. I'm lonely. I don't want to be here anymore. Why is this happening to me? Why am I the way I am. Why am I such a bad person? I was so down on myself. And I hate myself for that now looking back, because it's not me. I am not the problem. He was the problem. On this night, I contemplated ending my life. And that was the first night that Aurora kicked me from inside my stomach. And I credit this child for saving my life, basically. Because she did. She is my universe, my world, my everything. And because of her, I'm still here. And I feel terrible that before that night, I even thought about doing the unthinkable. Because it would not only end my life, but it would also end hers. I was in a very shitty place last year. And because I was in a shitty place, I told you guys before, my little segue into the good stuff now, that I had no intention of dating anyone. I didn't want a relationship, didn't want anything. But that gets lonely. Especially as a single parent, you get lonely. And so my cousin, actually, she is the reason why I even made a Tinder in the first place. And I will admit, I went on a few dates and they were fun. A couple of them were nightmares, I'm gonna be honest. But I met someone recently that I'm fairly certain I manifested into my life. And I'm not kidding. Quick little side story. A few weeks ago, I was visiting with my mom, her fiance, my little brother. Me and my daughter were. We went to go to a town south of here to go walk around. It was a beautiful summer day. Anyways, I was in the back of the truck. My mom and my mom's fiance were in the front. It was my brother, the baby, and myself. And I was listening to my music, you know, just enjoying the ride, windows open, you know, hair going in the wind and everything. And all of a sudden, the song comes on and I just got super emotional. And I started to watch my mom and her fiance in the front of the truck. And I started to notice little things. And this made me even more emotional because I was watching her fiance grab her hand, bringing it up to his mouth and kissing it as they were driving and holding hands. And they were like caressing each other's hands and everything. And there was just so much love in that truck between those two. And it made me realize very quickly how little love I had in my life, or kind of that kind of affection in my life. And it made me very emotional. And that's embarrassing to admit, but it's the truth. And so as I'm crying in the back of the car for I don't even know, I was just an emotional wreck that day, guys. I'm crying, mascara is falling down my face, my little brother is looking at me like, the fuck is wrong with you? I promised myself, I told myself that if I'm gonna date anyone or see anyone, I'm not going to allow myself to date anyone who doesn't treat me any less than what my mom's fiance treats her like. And I'm pretty sure I manifested it into my life because holy shit. This guy is, number one, a subscriber now to my channel. He found my channel within the first few days of us talking, and I was super embarrassed. I don't know if I'm the only person who feels embarrassed when people find our content here online, but I feel like a lot of the shit that I talk about is so stupid in the grand scheme of things, but to me it's not stupid, you know what I mean? So I just felt like really embarrassed, but he found my channel and he's a subscriber and he's most likely watching this video right now. But he is everything that I wanted in that truck ride, everything that I promised myself I would wait for, he has delivered. He makes me happy. He is a doofus. Like, he's so goofy. He's hilarious to be around. He makes me laugh, which is the biggest thing. If I'm gonna be with someone, I need you to make me laugh, and he excels at that. He treats me like a queen, and we're not even like officially dating, like in a relationship. We're just seeing each other and hanging out and having fun, and he treats me like a queen. We're just having fun hanging out, and he treats me like an absolute queen, something I'm not used to. We had our first date at the fair a few weeks ago, and it felt like we were old friends or something, and we were just meeting up for the first time in a long time as opposed to meeting for the first time. It feels so natural being with each other. I feel comfortable with him immediately. I miss him when he's gone. He feels the same exact way. It's just like this instant like attraction and like chemistry, and it's insane. And obviously I'm not looking to get hitched anytime soon, and I don't know where this is gonna go. Like I said, we're taking this very, very seriously and very, very slowly, but I genuinely enjoy spending time with him. I'm happy with him. I'm happy hanging out with him. I'm happy being around him. I'm just happy. Now obviously, like I said, we're not in a relationship, like an official thing just yet. And I told him already that if I'm taking time away from my daughter, I need to be sure that it's worth me taking time away from her, because she is my everything. And so far, it's been worth every single second. Every single second. I have no intention of, you know, him meeting my daughter anytime soon until everyone is ready for that kind of thing. And obviously we're just we're hanging out and having fun right now. But it does feel like things are getting gradually more and more serious. So is it gonna happen sooner than later? Who knows? I have no idea. But for right now, it's just me and him having fun as two adults, and that's it. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with where we are right now. I feel good about it. I feel at peace about it. Everyone's good. Everyone's happy. So yeah, that's basically everything that's going on in my life right now. I guess I can show you guys Aurora since she really wants to be on camera. So 1 second. So here's Aurora. She's 11 months. She'll be 11 months on the 19th of this month, and a year old next month in October. She loves Minnie Mouse, loves Tinkerbell, Moana. She's starting to now try to sing. So when mom sings, she'll try to sing too. What else? She's just healthy. I mean, look at her. She's a chunk. She's a chunk. Yeah. We happy? Oh, she's saying goodbye. So I guess we're leaving now. So anyways, guys, I just want to sit down and make this video for you guys, just to catch you guys up on my life and where I am and what we are doing. Like I said, it feels so good to be able to say that I'm happy and actually mean it for the first time in a very long time. And I have very good feelings about where our lives are going, and yeah. So I guess we're done. Are we done? Are you saying bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, YouTube. Yeah, say goodbye. Say bye-bye. So we're gonna sign off now. We gotta go. We have to change the diaper because I smell something very foul. But I will see you guys in my next video. Talk to you guys later.